So let's talk about our geographically close problems because they're significant.
They're so much more significant than I think most Americans understand. If you will go to one of the border states, like Texas, where I live, it is one of the largest issues for everyone that lives there. Like if you have land on the southern border, you are experiencing an indescribable humanitarian crisis on your own property. You're fighting. There's this beautiful book called The New Rules of War. And we are currently at war with China, Russia, Iran, and the cartels. The way that Americans want to fight war is the way that we fought war in World War II, like state on state, right? These big, large maneuver elements, uniformed bad guys, uniformed good guys. They're meeting in an agreed area and they're competing over this contested area. That's the war that we're really good at. That's where like America's might can be brought to bear. That's not the war that we're fighting right now. The war that we're fighting on the southern border right now is against non-state actors that are being supported by states. The fentanyl that's being snuck across the border by these Mexican cartel members, that is being supplied by China. Why would China want fentanyl in America? Because it is crazy addictive and it's killing us, and it's a very fantastic way to destroy your enemy, to poison your enemy from within. So on the border, I'll just give you an example of a night. We have Border Patrol, we have Texas Department of Public Safety, and we have Texas National Guard. Texas Department of Public Safety and National Guard are controlled by the state and by the governor. They have competing missions than what Border Patrol does. Border Patrol is treating everybody that crosses that border as if they came in via a port of entry, as if you were just crossing legally, like through Tijuana, which is crazy, right? Like, hey, welcome. You need to come to this this jurisdiction to see this judge on this day in 5 years from now to understand what your immigration process is going to look like. They just allow them in and they can go into the interior. That's Border Patrol. At the same time, you have Texas DPS and Texas National Guard that is treating that border like a proper sovereign border, i.e. you cannot cross here. You have to go to a port of entry and you have to cross legally. Like they're not doing anything besides enforcing the law that is not just state, but also federal law. On these nights, across the river from us, there'll be 300 or 400 immigrants. They're all getting positioned by human traffickers. Every single one of those people, whether they came from Central America, like Guatemala, or they came from South America, from like Colombia or Brazil or Venezuela, or they're foreign nationals that are coming from China or from the Middle East, or they're violent extremist insurgents that are trying to sneak across the border, they're all mixed in there. They're all in this group of 300-400 people, right? They're getting positioned by the traffickers. The traffickers are going to move them all across the river at the same time in a shallow point, or a mostly shallow point. So what we have is this huge logistical operational problem, a resource drain, where we have to have enough people to process these people, to try to stop these people, to prevent them from drowning in the river. And while that's happening, 1 mile up the river, there's 5 guys with backpacks full of fentanyl. And the moment that these people go into the water to cross illegally, they hop in the water to cross and smuggle these drugs across. Now, right when we're about to try and interdict these people, one of these traffickers, the human traffickers, will walk up to this beautiful mom with a baby on her shoulders and a toddler in her arms. He'll grab the baby, throw it in the water, grab the toddler, throw it in the water. And what do you think we're going to do?
Save the baby.
That's right. Yeah. Do you think body armor floats? Nah. We're going in the water. Those soldiers are jumping in the drink to save these kids. That's exactly what the human traffickers want. All the while, we're having to send even more resources to now 400 people with babies in the water. The mom, of course, is going to go try them. Now the mom's drowning. The dad, who was being cool, has now lost his mind, and he doesn't know he's fighting one of the guys because he's trying to find the baby, but the guy's trying to find, like, the chaos times 400. The traffickers are just laughing. And then a mile up the river, 5 guys just got onto American soil with 5 backpacks full of fentanyl, which is enough to kill the entire city of Chicago. That's every night. Every night. Tens of thousands of people are crossing that border illegally.